Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know where you have reached the number one collaborative professional wrestling podcast anywhere in the world. I am thrilled and honored, quite frankly, to be virtually sitting next to my good friend and tag team partner, Conrad Cushman. He is in the building representing everything pro wrestling. My name is Sean Hubbard, the swag-anointed one, and I am in the building representing Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. And collaboratively and together, we are Clash of the Podcast, coming to you for the 99th consecutive week in a row. Through pandemics, through rainstorms, through snowstorms, through heat waves, through Christmas, through New Year's, through holidays, through birthdays, through children's parties, through family functions. 99 weeks in a row, and we're so thrilled to have you guys with us. We have a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. I am thrilled with what I saw from TNA over the weekend. I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight on Raw. What's going to happen with Austin Theory? Is he still the guy? A lot of things to talk about. All that and more on the 99th edition of Clash of the Podcast. So, Conrad, my friend, drop that thing.
If you having podcast problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems and this ain't
one. Let's go.
Yo, I actually had a different song planned up for the Instagram story. It was definitely going to be, I think I was going to do Party Like It's 1999, but I was like, nah, this fits so much better. Jay-Z, man.
It does.
99 problems.
As usual, the choice was correct, my friend.
So I like to hear. So I like to see. I hope everybody's in the chat. Listen, if you guys could do us a favor, go on Sean's social media, my social media. Give it a good old retweet if you see it. Let's get some more people up in here, man. We lost our Twitter privileges because I'm not giving Elon Musk $10 to have him post videos. I'm just not doing that.
Absolutely not.
So let's do that. If you guys can, best way to support for free, like the video, subscribe to myself and to Sean's channel, which I'm about to have pop up in the chat. It's also in the description box if you guys ever forget as well. We've got a lot of good things happening though here on the podcast side of things. Let's get into our shout outs, man. I can't believe this one stayed up here. Rob was the first one in here. Have you seen this already?
I have seen it, and I am not mad at him.
He must have had a typo here. He said Triple H.
That's not against the rules. That's not against the rules to say that out loud, Conrad.
K and H are pretty close to each other on the keyboard. I'm assuming this is a typo. Up to his old tricks again. People like you. We're gonna have to have a good conversation about this today. We've danced around this a little bit, but Clown says, afternoon, everyone. Happy Monday. 99, the Wayne Gretzky of podcast.
I'll take that. Lord have mercy. I'll take that. Thank you, man.
He has been known as the GOAT of hockey.
Clown. Oh, I got to give a big shout out to Clown and his wife, man. They went out and they got a Hubbard Wrestling Weekly GOAT t-shirt, got overall things. It was really, really nice. They posted it on social media. Big shout out to you, Clown, and your lovely wife. God bless you both. And I hope that she wears and you both enjoy that shirt in very good health. I am thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. Thank you for the support.
Anytime you guys buy merch, it doesn't put a lot of money in our pockets. I promise you. Mine's at the cheapest level, so you could get it, and I make like $2. But
yeah, mine is like $2.50. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anytime you do that, though, it is greatly appreciated. Sean's got great merch, all on Threadless, man. Make sure you go. There's a plethora. There's our word of the day, folks.
There you go.
Plethora of great designs on there. I have a shop as well down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. all good stuff. T-Public for me, Threadless for Sean. So yeah, go in there, man. Show us some love, man. We appreciate it.
Yes,
Quilly. What up, Conrad and Sean in chat? It's your boy, Sir Quills, back again to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hub, for episode 99 of the best wrestling podcast today, Clash of the By God podcast. Since it's episode 99 and it's three greats on the mic right now, including myself, it's only right I give three great 99s. So we have Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald, and Wayne Gretzky edition of the Clash.
All right, well, number one, Quilly, awesome. Number two, I'll be Aaron Donald today. I'll take that.
That's fine. And you know what? I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. They're like my backup team. If the Bills ain't doing so hot, all right, come on, Tampa, get it together till they had Brady. Then I was like, I can't even do that. But Warren Sapp, my guy,
Hall of Famer,
love him. You know where he played?
Yep. The U
with another guy by the name of Dwayne. Anyway,
that's his name.
Cool says TNA Slammiversary 8 out of 10 show, mainly based on the last two matches. Speedball Mike Bailey is awesome, and the 6-way elimination match was crazy. All of the winners won their title matches, maybe.
Quilly, we are on the same page, but I would even take it a step further, man. That show blew me away.
Listen. We're going to get into that in the opener, I believe. Yeah. Congrats to Jordan Grace, PCO. We're going to get into all this, Quilly. I promise you. And yeah, we're going to talk about that main event. Hold those thoughts that you have there. Klaus said congratulations to Jinder. Yes, Jinder Mahal showed up in GCW. I don't know what his new name is, but you know, there was a mistake about that. Everybody thought people could keep their names from WWE. Oh, no, that was a mistake. Not everyone.
He's the Maharaja.
Never been a fan of Jinder, but I did see his interview with Chris Van Vliet, and I like him a little bit more.
He's not bad. He never was bad. He was put in a bad spot.
Yeah, you were trying to give someone something too fast. And I've always said that, like that, it doesn't feel right sometimes when you try to rush through it.
That being said, he is a former WWE champion, and some people are not.
That is true. Speaking of Vinnies who make decisions.
The only Vinny we like.
Happy Monday and God bless y'all. Should I pull the trigger on buying tickets to SummerSlam? Underwhelming card on paper, but the Roman return pop could be an all-time moment / pop.
Agreed. Look, I would go if I had an opportunity to go. I have a prior engagement that weekend, so I'm barely going to be able to get home to actually watch the show on pay-per-view. Underwhelming card. Vinny, it's not horrible. It maybe SummerSlam being the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. Maybe they could be doing a little bit better. Jey Uso's not on the card. I don't know what's going on. But if I had a vote, bro, go enjoy yourself.
You know what? You're a wrestling fan. I can never tell someone not to go. If you're leaning, I'm always going to lean towards go. Mm-hmm. Go get yourself a ticket and go. I know it's not O2, you know what I mean, but and that's up there with the GOAT SummerSlams to me.
Just don't let anybody say you people, you know.
Doug, teach him how to Dougie. 99 Mondays. Here's the 99 more. I've definitely come.
Dougie, I'm pissed, so I can't do the Dougie today. But I got love for you, bro.
I felt more like it was the 99 bottles of beer on the wall. 99 bottles of beer. You take one down and I'm trying to cheer you up, Sean. Come on.
Cheer me up, man. Come on, bro. Like, when I say what I think, everybody says, Sean, calm down. And it's usually in good hearts. Like, Sean, go calm down. Everything's going to be okay. You know something? Wake up, people. When a leopard has spots, believe the spots he has. When a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Listen, it makes me. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I've never passed Sean.
There comes a point when it's ridiculous.
I've never led Sean wrong. I told him how I felt about Jey Uso, and I've stayed on that level. Like, what has happened has happened. It's done. It's over with. Can they make up for it? Sure, they could.
Do Wait, let me school you right quick, my brother. You don't think I'm talking about Jey Uso right now, do you?
No, that topic I have prepared for us. I actually have it on the docket, and when you're ready to bring it up, I'm gonna just go right down to him and I'll pull it up.
It's your show, brother. We're here to rock and roll, but I got some things to say because I'm pissed.
That's fine. McKinney says, "Yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire live chat and the prime time players. Millions of dollars. Clash of the podcast, and to let y'all know, make someone smile every day, but remember to
scroll down to the bottom, brother. He corrected it.
Where are you, Quilly?
That's a little typo.
Or McKinney, excuse me. Yeah, typo. Make someone smile every day, but remember, you're someone too. There we go. Apologies, brother. When you're trying to read through these in order.
Yeah. M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. And let's start the week off with the two aces in our pro wrestling community. God bless you, M. Leezy. We appreciate you very much.
Doug knew. He said, I want to see the Conrad and Sean do the millions of dollars. If I ever saw Sean, I'm sure we would end up doing it. Yo, most people always like Titus out that group. I always said that Darren Young was the star, in my opinion. I was
They both were good.
Titus had the bark and the size, but I always thought, I was like, nah, Darren Young's the guy.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Moving forward here, M. Leezy says, Ali and Speedball was nuts. My match of the night. I am going to second that. Ash by Elegance came to play last Saturday. Facts. BJ said, I hope Josh Alexander got delayed on all his tasks and plans he had this weekend because he delayed my guy Joe Hendry from being champ.
I believe in Alexander.
Joel says, evening, guys.
What up, Joel?
What up, Joel? XG Dub says, hey. What up, XG Dub?
Appreciate you.
I say Earl Hebner is redeemed. Hebner over Goldberg.
First of all, Leezy, Hebner over Goldberg, regardless. Let's say that. Let's say that from the start.
I have a really funny Earl Hebner story. I cannot tell it probably until years down the road, but I have a great Earl Hebner story one day to tell you guys. Just always remind me about it. If I remember it, I'll tell you. Sean, I can tell you off air, but I can't say it out here yet.
Sounds good.
Deanna said, I'm not here. Yes, you are. I see you. Christopher Leclerc, speedy recovery to Sky Blue, who suffered a broken ankle against Hikaru Shida Saturday on Collision. You know, I still have not went back and watched all of Collision. I had it on in the background, and I saw pieces of it, but I have not watched the full episode yet. Yes, so thank you, Chris. Appreciate you joining us. BJ says, a plethora of good people here right now. That's right. Raj Desi looks like is the name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. There we go. Everyone was correcting me. Hologram, really? Now hold on, player. We ain't making fun of hologram when we got Axiom running around with his little pew 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 pew.
There you go.
It's the same thing. Take it easy. I like them both. Relax. Raj, y'all trying to hinder Brown Sugar? Yeah. All right now, E.
Hinder gender. That's a nice little play on that.
Guy Will Gamble said Europe was good, everybody. Blessed to see another Monday with two of the preeminent voices in wrestling podcasts. Thank you,
Guy Will Gamble. God bless you, man. We appreciate you. Rob says anyone that is going to SummerSlam, the Gargano family restaurant burned down over the weekend, and I'm sure they'll have something set up for you to support. So help out if you can. Appreciate that, Rob. Derek's in the house saying, yo, my guy Hubs. Derek.
You see, he doesn't even say what's up to me. All right, Derek, I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to see you. You get in the Dusty Rhodes elbow when I see you. Don't even ask why. Don't even ask why did this happen to me. Axiom, I still call him A Kid. There's no hologram shaming in this chat. He was fire on Saturday.
Yeah, facts.
And well wishes to Sky Blue. Yes.
Well wishes to Sky Blue. My future wife's boo, apparently.
Hey. Oh, and here come Quill starting the hashtag trash dookie in the chat. That might be a shirt for someone soon here. Slammiversary happened though on Saturday. live on pay-per-view. TNA had to show out a little bit here, and I thought that they did. They gave people a lot to remember. I watched on Triller. I believe Sean did as well. I thought it was a really good show. I had fun with this show.
I am thrilled with what I saw. I am absolutely thrilled. I thought they did a tremendous job.
Let's run through it. I got the countdown matches up here. We did have a 4-way knockouts match here with Tasha Steelz, Fabi Apache, Giselle Shaw, Zaya Brooks. I felt weird to see Giselle Shaw on like the pre-show, but this is what happens though when you have a stacked roster. When you want this much talent, sorry.
Right. The ladies put on. You know what I'm saying? I always say that the pre-show matches are table setters. And they put on, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it was a fatal 4-way because that allows more people to be entered into the match. But they all had their spots, they all had their moments. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, I thought that this was a fun matchup, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought that they put over the right person here with Tasha Steelz, I believe, getting the big dub. So. No complaints from me in this department for that matchup. Following that, we had a match with Kushida. One of Sean's favorites here. No bubble jacket this time, though. Kushida has changed it up.
First of all, Rich Swann is one of my favorite guys, too. But you want to talk about being overshadowed? I have given Kushida so much crap over that stupid bubble jacket and this stupid skater dude persona that he's had. And dude came out on Saturday night looking like Hakushi. And I was absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. Thank you, professional wrestling bookers, for making changes where changes are needed, not shoving people down our throats that we don't like. TNA saw the stupid bubble jacket and the stupid skateboard and said, hey, this guy looks like an idiot. Let's make changes and make things better. And that's exactly what he did. I am all of a sudden Kushida's #1 fan.
I'm with you. Like, that was a nice change. I was more interested in seeing where this was going. I'm glad that we got the Rich Homie Swan on the card. But I was really interested in seeing where this Gresham octopus tail was going. I don't know what stopped him from being there. I don't know if it ever came out, what did. But Rich Swan ended up having to tap out to the hoverboard lock. And, yeah, that was it.
Let's change the name of that, by the way, too.
You know, some things you gotta pay a little tribute to the past, but I think Kushida's willing to try something different because Sean, what else is left for him to do in New Japan? He's done everything over there that he could do, unless he's gonna step up and be a heavyweight. But what do you want this dude to do? Like, sit
and
there?
By the way, a pretty big house that they filled up last week.
4,000. Yes,
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I hope you all stick around, even if stuff ends. Stick around. I'd like to see it. And shout out to PCO for that house, too. I heard PCO was selling tickets himself.
Nice.
We had this on the countdown as well. TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. After this match, all I thought about was me and Sean's predictions. And at some points, I was like, man, Sean got me. And at other points, I was like, I got him there. And then I was like, man, we were both wrong. And so that happens in a lot of these.
Essentially.
Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards retain. Bro,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So you called that one. You got me there.
Yeah, I thought the champs would hold on to the belts. It was a hard-fought contest, and I love the fact that it wasn't predictable.
They didn't fully go the way I wanted it to, but it was weird. Here, speaking of weird, how did we get Eric Young and Hammerstone on the pre-show? Eric Young came out in some Montreal Canadiens inspired gear. Hammerstone looks like $1 million, and he's on the pre-show, and Eric Young beat him. I'm not upset with it because of Eric Young's stature, but it felt like an odd business decision. I don't know. Something just felt off.
It's Canada. It's Canada. That's what I break it down. I mean, let's not sleep on Eric Young, right? A legend in TNA, but it's Canada. It's Canada.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just very weird. Matt Lopez says, I don't get why for half the show they didn't light up the sold-out arena. I'm lighting it up like Christmas if I had a sold-out arena of 4,000 people if I'm TNA. I don't understand it. Maybe they don't have lights. I don't know. I thought he was supposed to be Marty McFly, but I like the new look. But let's change up some moves.
Okay. Marty McFly was a skater dude, though. He was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I agree. Yeah.
The Microsoft blackout that affected the flights. There we go. So Gresham he was a victim of that. Flights delayed and made talent miss. Grace was tweeting about surprises, not being able to make it. Also that her husband missed because of that. John G in the house was good. John G.
John Jizzle.
4,000 fans and they shot it in the dark like no one was there at the show. Show the crowd, let everyone know TNA is coming.
That bothered me too because it gave the impression that they were hiding something when they really should have been proud about what they accomplished.
You ain't wrong there, especially if you're skeptical of what they've been doing. Yeah. Women's champions retain the men's championship. Yep. From what I understand, TNA still did TNA things. Sheeta was advertised there for the meet and greet, and people knew he was there. And then when you got to your seat, there was a invitation to PCO SDL's wedding Sunday. Ooh, I did not know they botched that. That's okay. Hammerstone looks like a Hammerstone. Also, heads up, just so people don't place the wrong blame. A company called CrowdStrike is the reason all things went wonky. Microsoft just uses them heavily and runs most of the world's computers. James from the Pro Wrestler Shoot, what up? What up, man?
What's going on?
Pro Wrestler Shoot's got content. I'm putting up the link to their stuff as we speak. John G, welcome, brother. Welcome. Doing good, man. Me and Sean feeling good. I should let Sean speak for himself.
Well, I'm feeling great. I'm tired, but I'm feeling great. Just came from the gym, feeling good.
Let's talk about Matt Hardy versus JDC, now known as Johnny Dango Curtis, if you guys are wondering what that stands for. Yeah, this was a weird opener. I don't know.
I'll never forget.
I was there when he won. I was like, I watched it, and it was crazy times. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this. Matt Hardy wins. That's all I got to say.
Matt Hardy wins because Matt Hardy is the newcomer. He's back in TNA. You got to give him a victory. I mean, what does it say about JDC? I don't know, but I mean, I thought they got it right. Matt Hardy winning makes sense to me.
I'm mad I saw this in the chat from Guy Will Gamble. Who? Ace, what up, Ace? Modding in the chat. He said Hammerstone should have won. Terrible booking in return. I forgot that was his return back after a while. JDC is straight up trash dookie.
He's not good. I agree. He's not good in this current persona.
How many twists of fate did he hit? I don't know. A couple. Fandango. Standard match solid, but the right man won.
There you go.
Yeah. Do you see the Hardys getting back to where they want to be?
Of course. They're going to be World Tag Team Champions again.
In TNA?
Yeah.
But I feel like they really want to have an end run either in...
Yeah, the E. Listen, here's facts of life, okay? Death, hopefully no time soon. Taxes, hopefully not too many. And Matt and Jeff Hardy winning tag team championships.
Unless they make mistakes, which happen.
Well, Jeff Hardy can make mistakes and be world champion, but other people can't,
Hold on to that thought later, folks, because something's going to come up about that.
Freaking hypocrites.
TNA Slammiversary World Tag Team Championship match. The System versus ABC. I am a huge fan of both of the guys in ABC. I actually think they're better singles competitors. Like, to me, those are your two future main eventers right there. Right. They're right in front of you. But they keep them in a tag team for now, keeping them at bay. No pun intended. They get the win. They become your new TNA tag team champions.
I've listed them as a top 5 tag team in the world. I think they got it right. I love the System. I love what they're doing. I hope that the System can continue to be dominant without gold over their shoulders. I am thrilled, though, that ABC are the new tag team champions once again.
Love it. Love it. And yeah, I think it was the right call. That was the one where I felt like I had got you, where I was like, okay, ABC. I predicted that the system were going to lose all their titles this night. So
Yeah.
partially wrong, but ABC gets the win. I have fun
You
with that one.
predicted the dismantling of the system.
Yes. And I still think it might happen. It's just going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Mike Santana versus Jake something. You being from New York City, I wanted to know, how do you feel about Mike Santana? I know he's over there a lot. He's in Hog, but how do you feel about Mike Santana's singles run thus far? Is he doing the right things? Is he kind of like, I thought he'd be in a better spot than this, but he's getting there.
It's tough. I can't see him, sometimes easily without his tag team partner being by his side. But I think he's representing himself well. It's just hard to escape that shadow of a massive tag team. You have to be a special guy to kind of be in a Hall of Fame worthy tag team, borderline Hall of Fame worthy tag team, and then branch off. Especially with the way he branched off. Like, he's coming back from injury. He was still a tag team wrestler upon his unfortunate injury. He's a year and a half off, comes back, and now he's a singles guy. Look, he's a talented in-ring performer. Do I think he'll have as much success as a singles wrestler as he did as a tag team wrestler? No shade, I have my doubts.
And that's a fair assessment to have. I think he's still trying to find the footing of what works, what doesn't work. And Jake something, I feel like, is in a similar position. I feel like maybe changing something up. I don't know. Maybe it's the name, something. You know what I mean?
It's possible. Look, every there's middle ground on anything, right? I love these type of analogies because I think they make a lot of. Everybody's not Shawn Michaels and everybody's not Marty Jannetty. Just because you're in a tag team and one guy becomes a star and one guy doesn't, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to have a Marty Jannetty in a tag team and everybody's going to have a Shawn Michaels in a tag team. Sometimes it really is just Earthquake and Typhoon. Sometimes it really is just Luke and Butch. Sometimes they are two equal guys that need each other to be better. Is that Santana and Ortiz? Maybe. I wish them both well, but they're a really, really good tag team. And LAX was amazing to me. And now they're on their own, specifically Santana on this occasion. It's tough, man. It's tough. But everybody is not Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. There is some middle ground.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think saying that someone's the Marty Jannetty, the tag team, is disrespectful to Marty Jannetty sometimes. Like, Marty Jannetty was freaking great.
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah, go back and watch it. This wasn't some dude who was a bum. You know what I mean? Like, Marty Jannetty is an excellent pro wrestler.
Well, just to be clear, because you brought that up, a very strong point. When I say, I know you weren't talking about me specifically, but
no.
Just to be clear about the Marty Jannetty analogy, Marty Jannetty was excellent, but Shawn Michaels was the one, right? So there's not always, when you have a tag team, there's not always, like, was Jacques Rougeau better than Raymond? I mean, was Raymond better than Jacques Rougeau? Not necessarily.
I mean, this might be a perfect time to plug episode 100, but and what we're gonna do, I think next week, guys, we're jumping in and giving it to you now. Me and Sean talk. We're gonna probably make most of the episode about you guys. I want you to write down questions. If you're in the chat, you could just post them in the chat. If you want, I'll make a post if you prefer that, and you could leave them underneath the post for us. Maybe we'll do like Clash 100, hashtag Clash 100, and then we'll look up everything.
Yes.
But if you guys want, we could do something like that, and we'll gather up all the questions, we'll spit them out, answer them, and then maybe SummerSlam preview, I think, is next week as well. And then
SummerSlam preview is next Thursday, yes.
Yeah, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about right in here. It's
next Monday at 6:05 is all about you guys. The whole show is about you guys.
Yeah, complete celebration for 100 episodes. Maybe you want to ask us who we preferred in tag teams. I always feel like when I look at a tag team, I always try to see the guy who I'm like, okay, if I had to choose between these two, and I'm like, who could do something singles wise? Who is it? You know what I mean? So maybe you want to ask us to compare. I'll leave that for you guys for next week. But Sean, I thought you made some astute points there.
Thank you.
Here's what sold out the show, according to some people. NXT, TNA, little hodgepodge here, a little mixing and matching. The Rascals have reunited, and they go up against the No Quarter Catch crew. Thoughts, Sean?
How could the Rascals possibly lose this match is my question, right? There's just no way the Rascals can come out after all the buzz they've gotten. Look, this is just me being fair, right? WWE did send somebody of value over to TNA. This is the first instance that I'm seeing right here. Them reuniting the Rascals, not just on NXT television, which is what I thought they would do because they're selfish over there, but lo and behold, they share the Rascals in a pay-per-view 6-man tag reunited in TNA. That's what partnership is supposed to be all about. So I will give WWE a smidge of credit for doing the right thing amongst all the other ridiculous things they've done. But the Rascals, three outstanding athletes. I think they're World Tag Team Championship material. I hope the crossover continues with those guys. I think they're the future of the business. And, you know something, let's also acknowledge the elephant in the room. There was some controversy that split up the tag team in NXT to begin with, right? Let's just hope that whatever the alleged incident was, you can look that up on your own. Let's just hope that they've come full circle because they are definitely good as a team. And I'm glad to see them back together.
Would you say better as a team, or I think Wesley?
Well, Wesley's dramatically improved.
Yeah, to me, he proved that he can hold his own. Right. But how do you think Wesley feels now? Like, okay, I'm back with these guys, or
every return to a tag team is not necessarily a demotion. Always remember that too, bro. Every return to a tag team is not a demotion.
I think it leaves the wonder, though. Like, what if Wesley stayed by himself? Could he have done it alone? Could he have been big time?
He's already been successful. He's already been the NXT North American champion. So, we've seen a moderate amount of success. But the problem is that, okay, well, Wesley's been doing well. So does that mean the Radicals have to, the Rascals have to die? No. A reunion's always a good thing. You can be World Tag Team Champions and be single stars at the same time. I mean, look, what if you had a team like, I don't know, the Usos, who are the greatest tag team of all time? And maybe there was a guy on the team that was a breakout star, that's a superstar, that could be a world champion all by himself. Does that mean that when they're at the height of their popularity last summer in Madison Square Garden, when I was actually in the building to see it, does that mean you have to break up the team because one guy's going to break off and be a star? No, you can keep them together and still have them be successful as individuals. What a crazy concept. All right, I'm calm now. My point is...
hypothetical.
My point is, the Rascals are very talented individually and collectively, and I'd like to see more of both.
And I'm glad they got the win in this match. I thought they did. I felt bad for the brother Tavion Heights had to take the pin. He is going to be in the N1, which is the G1 for Noah. He is one of the competitors entered in over there. But Regal's son is very, very impressive. And I think that he's going to be very solid in the ring. I don't know if this guy's future world champion material. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But I think that he's got a good, solid base around him, and I love his work. And I'm with McKinney. Excellent match. I really, really enjoyed this.
My mistaken fumble of words and calling the Rascals the Radicals brings back a
No, because I was going to definitely do the theme song right away.
It brings back a fun memory for me, one of The Rock's greatest promos. You guys get a chance to look it up. He said, The Rock's it was a 5-on-2 or 6-on-2 match between DX and the Radicals against The Rock and Cactus Jack. And Cactus Jack took on the 5-on-1 challenge real quick, and The Rock stepped in. Even though The Rock hates Mick Foley, but we all know he really loves Mick Foley, he comes in and says, Kevin Kelly, it's going to be 5-on-2. So DX, The Rock has been kicking your butts for years. And on to the Radicals, on to the guy who shall remain nameless, on to Guerrero, on to Malenko, Malenko, right? On to Saturn, on to Pluto, on to Neptune, on to Uranus. Oh, it doesn't matter what your names are. That was, oh my God, the best times of our lives, kids.
Oh man, and he got Perry Saturn pretty good with the eye one too. Yeah. He's got one eye that goes this way, but he's not going to see the hand coming from this way. I was like, right.
Yo, The Rock was a man, but you know what? Big shout out to the Final Boss, man. The Final Boss has been pretty good as well.
Man, really good. I'm glad to see a lot of people are enjoying it. Quilly put up 7.5 out of 10 for the match. It was okay, but picked up late in the end. But most importantly, the right team won. McKinney says, hopefully the Rascals reunion lights a new fire under Wesley to go after the North American title again with a new energy and mindset. Man, I don't know. I'm digging Obafemi too.
Yeah.
I'm digging them. The Rascals, I love them. Yes, and the Radicals, man, that was a good squad back in the day. We had a street fight for the the digital media and the international heavyweight championship of I believe from Montreal. AJ Francis and the Rich Homie Swan versus PCO. This match was crazy. They added some people in from Fourth Rope. Fourth Rope just signed a wrestler. If you're not familiar with West Side Gun, he's a rapper. That song was plastered the day of all over this show, this event. And he sent some people out there with AJ Francis to back it up. AJ Francis, to me, deserves a lot of praise for his work in TNA, in GCW, and on the Indies. I think he's found where he belongs. Like
his
he
niche.
fits. Yeah, he fits into this so much better, and I thought his performance here was great. And PCO, the man got power bombed on 2 chairs and got up like it was nothing. The dude is crazy.
He is. Look, I got to be honest with you. This was a matchup of 2 guys that I really like. I am such a big fan of PCO. Him winning the ROH World Championship about 1.5 years, 2 years ago was one of the greatest things I ever saw. And with AJ Francis, I just love a comeback story. I love a guy that comes back from being in the doldrums. I mean, we talked about this last week with the preview, you know, him not being able to clear the top rope, Michael Cole making fun of him, which, by the way, I know that's not, you know, Michael Cole making that decision. That's a writer decision. A little inappropriate to me to make fun of somebody like that. Because to me, what was the payoff? I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'll ask you a quick question, Conrad. What was the payoff of, you know, at that time, Top Dollar being made fun of by Michael Cole? There was never a promo where Top Dollar was able to talk trash back to Michael Cole.
I don't know if they had plans. Top Dollar had a lot of creative, like, storyline pitched ideas. I actually heard one with Bray Wyatt that I thought was pretty cool. You guys can Google that or look it up when you have time. So maybe they were trying to work something out and then it got like axed. Like, nah, don't do that. But
well, I'll take the Conrad Cushman approach and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, I'll say this: AJ Francis has found his niche in TNA. And I was so torn about this match because I'm a huge fan of both. I love a comeback story, and AJ Francis has really done well by coming back from what was a really unfortunate time in WWE.
Yeah, and I just he feels so much better here. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Like, I tell people this all the time. There are people, when they go to different companies, they just feel better there. Listen, you could love GCW, right? Gage, one of the best examples of this. Nick Gage, you love him, right? I saw him in AEW. It was cool, but he was a little tamer.
Right.
But in GCW, he fits. Like, that's just him. That's where he eats. Like, I don't think it would work. If he went to WWE, it's just going to be him, and he's going to be wrestling. He's going to be doing the Sabu, you know what I mean? Like the ECW guys. It just doesn't feel right. So, yeah. Let him rock, man. Ray Thompson in the building. Appreciate you, Ray. Happy Monday. Ray. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Little late, hectic day at work, LOL. Well, I hope it gets better listening to us, brother. We're just talking a little TNA. Yeah. Quill said 8 out of 10 for AJ Francis and PCO. I love it. AJ Francis had the performance of the night, in my opinion. Straight up entertaining. Love it, Rob.
Amen.
AJ Francis is the guy that doesn't need the machine behind him because his promos are himself with his music and his social media presence. He's a star in TNA. I agree. Facts. There's a reason New Jack was never signed by WWE. It wouldn't have worked. Yeah. Glad he's getting better. Maybe I should reevaluate. Yeah.
Doug, shout out to you, Doug, for taking the chance to kind of just take a step back and think about it. I respect that.
No, fans don't get enough credit for that. And I like on our shows, we at least admit we're wrong. You get people who will double down on some stupidity sometimes. I'm like, dude, they got it. Speaking of people who impressed again, I heard a lot of bad talk by Ash by Elegance. I thought she did a good job here going up against Jordan Grace for the Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace gets the win here, and rightfully so. But I want people to give the former Dana Brooke her props. I thought she did excellent in this match, much better than what she's been doing in the previous weeks. Jordan Grace, this is kind of a sad match, though. Like, because I know Jordan's gone by January. It's over. You guys have 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Get your countdown on because she's leaving.
Yeah.
And
going to NXT.
Yeah.
Not the main roster, NXT.
Yeah, unless something happens and they need her right away. But Jordan Grace is going to WWE. That's what I'll leave it at that for now. And I don't know. This used to be the best women's division, in my opinion, and I just feel like it's like slipping away from them, right in front of them. And I'm like, I hope that we can put something nice together. I think Giselle Shaw, Tasha Steelz, and all of them can be there to pick up, but I think we should be trying to build them up even more now. But like I said, they got a couple months, so
good. Gotta see what they do. But you're right. I've heard and read the rumors as well.
It's what it is. We talked about it last week. We'll see what happens when Jordan goes there and it's time to go. Match of the night for me, X Division Championship. Mustafa Ali has been fan-freaking-tastic in this role against Speedball Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey's wife was out there, the Veda Scott, if you are familiar with Ring of Honor and her commentary on the Indies. She is a special one. And like I said, Ali pulled out all the stops in this one. So many false finishes, things being done, ref bump. I know Quills has got something to say about that, but that sharpshooter that you saw Earl come out, I don't know if people felt like, I feel like sometimes it could be argued like it's a bankrupt idea in Montreal to do.
Right.
Oh, let's talk about Brett and Sean again. Here we go. But Earl came out there and I liked what they did.
I did too. Look, I will be honest with you though. And this probably will be an unpopular opinion. I thought Speedball put on, I thought Ali put on, but I think the wrong guy won. I know a lot of people will be surprised at that. I think Ali should have been like the forever X Division champion.
We both predicted Ali, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to turn out to be a bad thing. Speedball might end up being a great champion, and he earned it. But, sometimes you have lightning in a bottle, man. And to me, Ali losing the title just felt a little bit hollow, in my opinion.
He does have a match advertised coming up, though, for the next tapings. I don't know if you saw who it was against, but I don't have blonde hair. That's frizzy, but he already was advertising a match, so I don't know if they're like, nah, we're moving you up, kid.
But not. I mean, we'll find out what happened in the main event in a few minutes, but I don't think it's going to happen right now. I mean, like the match is going to happen, but I don't think anything life-changing is going to happen. Or do you? Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I want to talk about that. I
Okay.
want to talk about that because there's some interesting ideas here. Mike from The Rock says, hey, fellas, what up, Mike? Appreciate you, man.
What up, Mike?
Deanna said, I still don't like Ash. I know the TNA OGs are not feeling it. AEW is getting good, Mike says. I love hearing that. Jordan Grace, Ash by Elegance, 7 out of 10. Standard match. Look good as usual. Okay. Underdog staying strong. Ali and Mike Speedball Bailey was match of the night. It was awesome. Montreal Screwjob 2.0 almost happened. I want to know if Earl took that money and then he made this man lose. That's a crime.
I think it's unfortunate to sit up here and have a gentleman's agreement and then just stop, change your mind on the whim.
Earl is still the heel, folks. He is still the heel in this.
Shout out to Earl Hebner, man. He wasn't moving too well, but it was nice to see him.
Yeah, you can see that the age is set in on Earl, but still a legend. Probably the most famous official of our lifetime.
Yeah, I think so.
There were 2 of them, dude. There were 2 of them out there, man.
Plastic surgery. What a joke.
The $1 Million Man paid for this, man. The original screw job.
By the way, I'm done with that guy, by the way. I was done before, but I'm done now. Done. All of our heroes just going down in flames.
I'll still reference bad things by them. And shout out to whoever runs the Iron Sheik Twitter account. Y'all can figure that out for yourselves. Speedball will be a good X Division champ. Speedball got this because Speedball should be in the main event picture, in my opinion. Something happened here to where they kind of just left Speedball where he was and then pushed him back down. I like the spot with Trent Seven too, where he was one of the what is it called, the Riot Squad wearers that were with Ali. Very well done to get the pop.
Yo, TNA did its thing on Saturday night. Real talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's booking it? Tommy Dreamer and Delirious, right?
I heard Tommy Dreamer. I wasn't sure who else, but you just put me on.
Yeah, Delirious from Ring of Honor as well. So Ash is close, is too close of a gimmick to Tony Storm, and that it's weird. That character should have been changed ASAP. Dave and Earl are legends. Yes, 9 out of 10, easily match of the night, was outstanding, twisted turns. I can't believe Quill said this with a ref bump. I respect it. The right man won. Congrats, Speedball. T-Ferg, what's good? He said, what up, fellas? TNA should get a new TV deal. WWE dropped the ball with Ali, and AEW dropped the ball with Santana. Both could be main eventers. I'm not going to reach too quick with the Santana.
I believe half of it.
Yeah, I won't say that with Santana. I think Santana and Ortiz, listen, there were a lot of missed strike opportunities. I want people to know this. If you don't know, I'm going to spoil something in AEW's past. They were supposed to be the second ever AEW tag champions. People don't know that. Hangman and Kenny were a backup plan. Right. They couldn't go because of some unfortunate circumstances. They said, forget it. And I was told there was a second time where they were going to win the titles and something happened again. So sometimes that's just how it crumbles, unfortunately. I mean, no excuses. They should have been tag champs, but I don't know. Speedball finally getting a run. Ali losing was a good call, especially with the election trail going on right now. Ali has something to gripe about on his comeback trail to reclaim his title. Okay. And someone said, love classic WWF.
Yo, by the way, this election is starting to come across like a storyline, man. You know, our president has to step down. All of a sudden, you hear glass breaking. Here comes Stone Cold Kamala Harris.
I am staying out of this.
Well, I'm not.
I know you didn't say anything. Yeah, it's comical at this point. I don't know what else to say.
Like Biden steps down as like, but before I go, I'd like to announce the new CEO.
This Sunday at King of the Ring, son. You could bet your bottom dollar.
Exactly.
I'm going to have a couple of Steve Weisers in me, and I'm going to stomp you out.
Did you think I was just going to step down without appointing my replacement? What? Did you think that I was just going to walk away? What? Oh, no. Oh, hell no.
I need a double cheeseburger.
All of a sudden out of nowhere, if you smell what Kamala is cooking.
Oh my goodness. Folks, just for the official record, so no one says anything bad about us.
This is being said online, yes.
Vote for who you're going to vote for. Yes. Get out there and smack down your vote. All right.
I know who I'm going to vote for, but I am not saying it on the air because we don't do politics here. I'm just saying that was a pretty sweet. By the way, get well soon, Joe Biden, but because I heard he had COVID. But on a serious note, for him to step down and then appoint his replacement on the way out, it was kind of pro wrestling-ish.
Almost like when Cody stepped aside for Dewey. Come on now.
Oh my! So we're saying that Biden's going to come back and say, "Not so fast, my friend." All of a sudden, Biden's going to reconsider and come back.
Why did he win the Rumble? Like, what is going?
Yo, guys, we're going off the rails. I love it.
You guys are bugging. If you want me to come to question, give me a hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Like I said, listen, just when the announcement, when she comes out, yo, I will say this. That next debate, when she takes Biden's place, is going to be epic because she seems like a firecracker.
No comment. I do have a comment for you after this, though.
What? Me saying I like Kamala Harris. I think she is a firecracker.
She was a lawyer, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's a
Oh
lawyer.
yeah, she's gonna be ready then. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a debate for that. I believe, to give you guys some a heads up, the next presidential debate, we should all keep ourselves informed. September 10th, 2024.
There you go. Slammiversary world title 6-way elimination match. I like that they added elimination on here, but what did you think of this? I watched this with Robin. We felt weird. Like, I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't like it. I don't know how to describe this.
You know who I said was going to win. Like, I thought he should have retained. I did not predict the demise of the system like you did. But it turns out you were pretty much 90% there. Look, first of all, Alexander's heel turn was kind of cool. But to me, that's the only thing TNA lacks. Like, if you're going to have somebody turn heel, turn them heel. Like, technically, what did Alexander do wrong in the match?
Low blow, cheated.
There was no disqualification.
Right, but he cheated, I guess.
No, but I'm saying, but technically, Alexander didn't do anything wrong, right? Clearly big shout out to the announce team. They made it clear that they didn't like what he did, so that signified the heel turn. Anyway, I don't mind Nick Nemeth becoming the new TNA World Champion. I think this is his chance to get his flowers. The only problem is what I said originally was I don't think that Moose losing the title was the best thing to do before Bound for Glory. So I guess Nick Nemeth is going to take the title to Bound for Glory. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I just need to know what's going to happen next.
And we're getting there, I guess, is the best way to put it. They did have a bunch of they even did the eliminations kind of weird. I don't know. So Macklin was eliminated first by Moose in this. He flips the bird, they leave. Then Moose got eliminated by Joe Hendry. Then Hendry catches a low blow from Josh Alexander, eats the C4, and it's over. Like, he's out. Josh Alexander gets eliminated by Nick Nemeth, and then out comes Kaz, who got thrown off the stage through a table, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Right. What are we doing? And Rob, thank you for bringing it up.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
You saw what he wrote in there?
I saw.
So, in the end, he is perfection. Dolph Ziggler has done it again. He is the world champion. I thought it was a little early for this. I predicted Joe Hendry. Sean went with Moose. And, yeah, we didn't see this coming. I thought they were going to hold off on him for a little bit. But Joe Hendry sounds like he's got a deal, and he's going to be staying there for a little bit. But
even Dolph Ziggler.
So it makes you wonder if he's got a torn labrum. Don't know how bad it is, but is he going to hang on for that title for long enough?
Long enough, I think, is the right word.
Unless you plan on making him a heel leading up to Bound for Glory. And Sean, weird ending again. So like you said, you have Josh Alexander do the low blow, but he didn't win from it. So was it a heel turn? What? Okay, he's just started working heel after. All right, I'm back in.
Like, the only thing that really, to me, signified that it was a heel turn was the announcer's reaction.
But then here's the other thing. All the champions came out. Where was Speedball Mike Bailey? Maybe you'd be intended to, but why did some of the champions come out, and why was his brother out there?
Touche.
You know what I mean? Like,
they pay you the big bucks, Conrad. Good question.
It just, some of it, I'm okay. Cool. I'm not gonna nitpick it apart though. I'm not saying it was trash. I'm still gonna say overall pay-per-view thoughts.
Please. B plus.
B plus, yeah. They did really good here. TNA should have went with Joe Hendry, in my opinion. They needed that got-like fish grease guy. Man, it seems like they're learning from their partners. You got the guy here. He's hot right now. Oh, we want the chase to be a little bit longer. Y'all got till Bound for Glory. I'm putting the time clock on you. You got till Bound for Glory to do this. Yeah. So that's how I feel. Let me see here. That move by Alexander to Hendry was plain jealousy, but I guess it's a start to a feud between the two. Yeah, they could do that. Labrum tears are no fun. Wonder if it's bad enough for surgery. It's a nagging injury. I've got one. It's acting up, and I still wouldn't want to wrestle. Yeah, it's definitely an annoyance to have any tears. I got one, I think, in my shoulder area, and it bothers me all the time. I always lift before I start lifting at the gym, and it's like, ew. It feels bad if I don't do it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not. So now every time I warm it up, so I don't know. Joe Hendry would have won the world title and then lost to Joe Coffey on NXT. No, come on now.
Come on, M. Leezy. There you go. M. Leezy just speaking truth.
They can't do that. That would have been ridiculous. They would have had everyone turn on them. With his contract expiring, I doubt he was going to win the title. Hendry in NXT. So some people were saying they think he's going to become the NXT champion. Beating Ethan Page? But why?
Time will tell. I don't know.
Man, what up, everybody? Appreciate everybody who is in the chat, putting some just random links in there if you guys see them from time to time.
Yo, big shout out to TNA, man. Big shout out to TNA.
Yeah, we still support them over here. Keep doing your thing, man. Love what you're doing. Keep that NXT integration. Get something for it. I'm calling it right now. I'm going to make a prediction. TNA Hall of Fame for Bound for Glory. AJ Styles.
As it should.
And I think he might have a match on the card. Against who, I don't know. Maybe Josh Alexander. Maybe that's why they did that, but that's who I would have put him against. Whoever's the hot guy who doesn't have the championship. Whoever people are feeling.
NXT Bound for Glory.
Hey.
I don't think I'm just hating. I'm being real with you guys, man.
I've got
you'll see a press release. Bound for Glory. In the NXT arena down at Full Sail University.
Do you want to start? So we're going to transition here. This is a sloppy transition from me. I apologize. But do you guys want to do, or Sean, do you want to talk theory first, or do we want to talk the other stuff first?
I want to talk about A-Town down.
A-Town down. Go ahead, man. Start this off with theory for us.
So I was talking to Conrad throughout the week, man. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And I think a really good subject to talk about is this young man right here, Austin Theory. We all know that the guy who used to run the show, this was his guy, Mr. Money in the Bank. We know the atrocity that took place from that. But, I mean, still, even through the Triple H era, this guy has had some major rub. You know, we're talking about from the old regime to the new regime. We're talking about, you know, promos with The Rock. We're talking about, obviously, interaction with Triple H. We're talking about promos and interaction with Cody Rhodes. The list goes on and on and on. Obviously, he had a WrestleMania match with John Cena and won. So my question is, with this obvious impending split between A-Town Down Under, is Austin Theory still the guy? Because we know the old man wanted him to be the guy. And it seems like Triple H may still subscribe to that, no pun intended, theory. But I don't know. It's a question mark. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with Theory moving forward, because there's a chance that he could be the guy. But there's a little bit of wind taken out of his sails. But we know the tag team's about to break up. You know, and we know that tag team breakups usually lead to one guy getting big and the other guy maybe drifting off. I'm not a big fan of Waller. I'm not a big fan of his, but I see potential in Theory, especially as a potential babyface. But what do you think, man?
I don't know. I felt that he had the Money in the Bank, and then they transitioned very awkwardly. Mm-hmm. I've hated you. You split the tag team titles. Let me put myself on screen for you. Split the tag team titles to only have the team that you gave it to get ready to break up, and the other team was Miz and R-Truth. I'm saying that with as much respect as I can to the generation in my 20s when we watched these guys. Yeah, no. So, and I meant that for a long-term thing. Get those belts off those guys. But this team, I was like, okay, they got the better looking tag belts, in my opinion.
Oh,
SmackDown, they got something going here, and I'm like, dude, why are we breaking this team up already? Why? What is the purpose of this? And it looks like doo-doo butter. Like, that's all I can say to it. I was very upset with this. And it looks like they're going to make Theory the babyface, like they haven't given up on him. This is the same dude you had cash in for the U.S. title. What?
Well, look, I mean, again, the reason why I wanted to talk about this guy is because it seems like the rocket was strapped to his back with the old man. But it doesn't seem like that rocket has been totally diffused by, the cerebral, bootlicker. It seems to me like he still has a little bit of faith in this guy, right? So my question is, where do we go from here? The tag team is obviously going to break up. It's going to lead to a match. Is Austin Theory still going to be the guy that we thought he'd be, forced to be back in 2021, 2022? Because, I mean, you're still doing main event promos with the WWE Undisputed Champion. So it's not like he's been a forgotten man. So it's not like he's not in a situation where he can eventually be thrusted into the limelight. I think this is going to, I mean, with every tag team, there's a heel and a babyface that come from it. Obviously, Austin Theory is going to be the babyface in this equation. So are we looking at him in a main event scene going up against the Bloodline? Are we looking at him in a main event scene going up against somebody like I don't know, I'm drawing a blank here, but whoever, insert heel here. Is Austin Theory going to be that guy? Is he going to be the next strong babyface on SmackDown?
I see the potential in Theory. I know I see Quills put up, no one cares about Austin Theory at point blank, period. I don't agree with that, though, because you did things that harmed him.
Oh, sure.
Why was he in the way? You knew how Gomez was going to feel about that. As soon as he seen it, he was like, what? Mm-hmm. This guy's the second? He's in there with Dexter Lumis and him, and this is the second guy, and Johnny Gargano's leading the crew? Nah, don't work for him. You knew that was what was going to happen. At some points, I just would be like, bro, this is not going to end well for them. Why are you booking it like this? And when someone sees it at his level or his people, whoever's up top, Michael Hayes or whoever, or Bruce Pritchard are going to see this, they're going to be like, he's not going for this.
Right.
And that was the vision. So you can't tell me like, oh, I'm not booking for Vince and all that. That's great, but you're setting this guy up for failure. So then he comes up, Vince pushes him, and then it's all what happened too fast. It's not his fault. Again, you made him look stupid by cashing in the briefcase. You put him in these big spotlight moments. So you mean to tell me you wasted 2 spotlight moments? He had the match at 38 with Pat McAfee. Then he had the match with John Cena. So what is this all amounting to? And now he's in the tag title match?
But see, this is the reason why I brought this up, Conrad. Everything you just said is so on the money. And I would have said, yo, let's wrap this thing up. It's over with. But like I said, he's doing main event promos with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's, you're in the main event of SmackDown against Cody Rhodes. So, I don't know. Like, it seems to me like somebody who's a decision maker still believes in this kid. I see potential. I really do. But, of course, as always, it's really going to depend on, yes, the cerebral. You like that. You like that. I appreciate you calling me out on that, man. That's my main for him. Obviously, the powers that be still see some potential in this kid. I've never seen Austin Theory as a babyface. He was a moderate babyface with the way, but I'm talking about, like, imagine him having an issue with Solo Sikoa. It wouldn't bother me. I mean, we'd have to see what he does as it relates to a babyface promo. But, I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's athletic. I don't know, man. I mean, you break him up with Grayson Waller. You make that storyline make sense as far as the breakup, and then you move on. And maybe we're talking about opportunities that can put him in a position that he was maybe forced down our throats 2 years ago. Maybe this time it happens organically.
I want to also remind people, too, that they did multiple breakup angles with a lot of these tag teams. The people who won the tag titles recently, they're not absolved from this. On Raw, they teased breaking up DIY after they lost again. They just think you forget this stuff. No, that was teased as well. And then it never played back into the story. Just weird things sometimes happen in the tag division. By the way, they lose the tag titles. This should probably be a match on SummerSlam, I would assume. Like, hey, let's build up a big tag team match on SummerSlam with DIY versus these guys.
I would predict it's going to be probably, I'm with you. I would agree that's what they should do, but they'll probably do like a pre-show.
If that. I just think they're making an error here with some of that. And I see some people are still agreeing. I want to know how he stayed on TV and stuff with all his allegations when others with very similar were let go. It's a good question, BJ. Didn't someone say he was absolved of everything? I can't keep up with. There were a lot of people involved in the speaking out movement. I don't know. I thought he was one of the people absolved. Maybe I'm mixing like some of the other stories up because some people's stories didn't pan out either that were accused of things. So I don't know what happened with him, honestly. But yeah, Theory got to stay on TV, maybe because he had the briefcase, and didn't Gomez have a policy of, oh, you can stay on TV if I think it makes storyline sense if you fail a drug test and stuff like that. Maybe that loops all into it.
Well, he plays favorites, and so does his son-in-law. So,
I think any booker does.
Playing favorites runs in the family.
I hope DIY should get a tag title match at SummerSlam. I don't know if they're gonna do that. If we get 7 matches, this is an extravaganza, folks. So
they're gonna do. Matter of fact, I predict it right now: DIY versus whoever, tag team title match, SummerSlam, SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe they'll have God involved in that or something. I don't know. I mean,
there's a number one contender match coming up on Saturday, so it does look like they're setting up for something. There's a number one contender match for the tag titles coming up this Friday.
Hopefully we get somewhere with this. I still got faith in Austin Theory that they're going to do something with this kid.
I do too. I think the kid has potential. I really do.
He's young too. That's the other thing I think people need to remember. And I think that was part of like Triple H's reasoning for like, well, he could be the second for now because he's got stuff to learn still, but he's also really good. So it'll get him a lot of in-ring time and his face shown. But we'll see. Speaking of these decisions, is it time? Is it time for Angry Sean to come out?
Just take me off camera so I can take a drink because I'm not doing no promos. A drink of soda. I'm not doing no promos. Take me off camera for a second.
We are going to go into solo layout here for me, and we are going to address a bunch of issues that came up here at the last minute. We're not talking about Pat McAfee's DLC pack. I saw that he was upset and thought it was rude. People saying that it was that. No, we're not talking about that yet. Get your WWE 2K DLC, though, if you're into it. We are going to get into some news.
I want to be clear. I don't know if I was very clear. When I said take a drink, I meant take a drink of soda. Soda. I just am not going to drink the soda on air because it would be free promotion.
Pop for those in Buffalo.
Yes, yes. Soda. I don't do alcohol, guys. But yes, let's talk, brother.
All right. So Sean Ross Sapp, someone who I trust, put up Tamina isn't expected to be used on WWE TV, and MVP is expected to leave the company. Fightful Select has learned. That came out earlier today. What on earth are we talking about? There were a lot of news and rumors about Tamina's been moved off of the roster page is what everyone uses for like AEW and WWE. In AEW, that seems to be like the truthful kind of like, hey, if you follow this and if they're moved from here, you're probably gone. But then you look at WWE, maybe true, maybe not. So I don't know if they're letting the deals run through and they're going to pay them, but let's start with Tamina first, because I think and this is no disrespect, there's less to say about this. Tamina's had a good run, I think, the entire time. And I know Tamina's not everyone's favorite, wrestler in the women's division, but I thought that Tamina's been around. She's been a solid hand for them. She's always put people over. I've never heard any crazy things about Tamina in the wrestling news world. So I don't know. This comes as a surprise with her family getting pushed so heavily in storylines.
Look, man. Look, here's the deal. Tamina they said expected not to be used on WWE TV. That doesn't mean she's not going to have a job. Okay, so that means that probably she will continue to have her job due to her allegiance with the bloodline, and I mean that in a literal way, not a storyline way. It is her bloodline, and I'm sure she's going to keep her job for that reason. I have nothing against Tamina. Tamina is somebody that would be endeavored if there were budget cuts or something that need to be done because she's not being utilized. But I'm sure she's going to keep her job, and rightfully so. She's been a soldier. I have no problem with Tamina keeping her job. Okay, the issue is this, man. I don't know why people are seemingly having issues and understanding my severe distaste for Paul Levesque. Okay, Paul Levesque. Do I know Paul Levesque personally? I don't. But have I done enough research, Conrad? You can back me up on this. Have I done enough research and done my homework enough to have formulated, I think, an opinion that should be respected? I do. Triple H showed his true colors. I don't care who wrote Triple H's stuff. Let's give Triple H the benefit of the doubt, ladies and gentlemen. In 2003, when he stood across the ring with Booker T and said stuff about Booker T's nappy hair and Booker T's dancing and how Booker T's a joke, I don't care if whoever wrote it for him. If it had been me, and by the way, by that time, Triple H had some stroke. If somebody wrote that for Triple H could have said, I feel a little uncomfortable saying that. Let's go a different route. But you know what? Triple H leaned into that promo. He leaned into that promo. And if he had leaned into that promo and it led to Booker T winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 19, as passe or as uncomfortable as it would have been, at least it would have been a payoff. But what Triple H does whatever the hell Triple H wants to do, and then Triple H somehow finds himself on top no matter what. So what you do, Triple H, is you sleep with the boss's daughter and then marry her. And we're going to sit up here and act like there's not a huge elephant in the room that signifies that you have become the boss off the strength of your relationship with the former owner's daughter. Let's not fool ourselves, okay? Would Triple H be a 14-time world champion? Would Triple H be the freaking CCO of World Wrestling Entertainment if he wasn't married to Gomez's daughter? The answer is no. So this same guy who slept his way to the top, let's call a spade, because you know what? It's not just women who do that. See, we're going to be fair on this show. We're not going to just talk about how women sometimes can use their manipulation to get to themselves to a higher level in corporate America. Oh, men do it too. And that's exactly what Paul Levesque did. So let's get that out of the way first. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward to now this guy having the pencil, the book of the most dominant professional wrestling organization in the world. And we're going to look at Triple H's track record as a wrestler. And then we're going to look at Triple H's resume as a booker. Because you know something? I remember this same guy burying Rob Van Dam, burying Kane, burying Booker T, burying guys day and week and month and year after year, holding the World Heavyweight Championship forever and didn't even win the damn thing in a match. So now, 20 years later, he's in charge of the entire show. And then you have people like me who say, why is it that Jey Uso hasn't become a world champion or at least some kind of singles champion when he's the most popular wrestler in the entire company? But everybody says, Sean, you're just being a fan. Take it easy. Take it easy, Sean. Right? But then you hear stories about what we heard today. And this is what we need to take a look at and be really, really solid in our minds about the formulated opinions that we come up with. Because Bobby Lashley is a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. A once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. MVP has value on the microphone as a manager.
He should be with Carmelo Hayes. I'm sorry, I'm jumping in. He should be with Carmelo Hayes. This would make sense. Why is he not with Lashley and the Street Profits then?
Why is Street Profits back in the middle of the card wrestling nobodies again? Why is Bianca Belair all of a sudden losing singles matches on SmackDown? Why did we fumble the bag with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill being what could have been the most dominant world tag team champions in women's history since, yes, I'm aging myself, the Jumping Bomb Angels?
Respect. One of my favorite tags.
But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to have them lose for no reason, and now let's have Bianca Belair lose on television when she's the most dominant woman in the entire company.
Sean, we agree pretty much about a lot of what you said with Triple H. I don't even want to get into the click thing too and how that started it all. And then
let's grow up a little bit, Conrad. You know, I appreciate you, bro, because you keep it one side. Let's grow up a little bit. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. This whole thing is so blatant. This is not even being what's the word I'm looking for? Smoke screened. He's doing it right in front of your face. Jey Uso, the most popular guy in the company. It's cool. He can be 0-7 in world title matches. No problem. We'll still use him for the promotional banner for upcoming Monday Night Raws, but we're not going to let him win anything. Cool. Okay. Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley's a former world champion. The fans are getting behind the Hurt Business. The fans are getting behind Hurt Business 2.0. But we're going to call them the Pride, which is stupid. And then we're going to have them lose insignificant matches. And then we're going to break them up without any explanation. And now Bobby Lashley and MVP are on the trading block. And another thing, Bobby Lashley, more than likely gone. MVP, more than likely gone. But Tamina is going to remain with the company. I mean, so what we're doing right now is we're picking and choosing who's going to keep their jobs. Okay. The question is simply this. What is the criteria for being let go? Because to me, it seems like everything is on a whim. It's all up to Triple H and who Triple H likes, who Triple H doesn't like. And you know what? I'm not going to address the elephant in the room of what I think it is. No, because you should be cognizant enough to come up with this on your own. There is a theme here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a theme. And the theme continues to progress. And the theme has been consistent for the past 30 years. It's just a different arena and a different situation. Stop keeping a blind eye to what's going on right in front of you. If you want to support World Wrestling Entertainment, support World Wrestling Entertainment. But don't ignore the truth when it hits you in the face. It is no coincidence that MVP and the Street Profits and Bianca Belair and MVP are not good enough to be in position. Naomi hasn't won a match in a month.
May I jump in? I'm going to go even lower than this. You just put Cedric Alexander and Ashanti the Adonis, who were on SmackDown. They had vignettes that you shot all that stuff with them, right? Why are they now going to NXT? Didn't you just fire Dijak for the exact same? He's making main roster money. He's on NXT. Hey, Cedric, go down to NXT. So you can use him for the jobs and then say, well, kid, sorry, had a good time. Unfortunately, not good enough. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna have to hear AEW should pick them up, blah blah blah. And what Sean's saying is true. Don't listen. You can support WWE, but here's what I don't want people to do. It's fine. You know, I support AEW, I support WWE, but I'm not gonna let you get this free pass. This is where I'm getting angry. Stop giving this dude a free pass. Me and Sean have been saying that this stuff has been. I'm trying not to use. No, I want the hand. We are here. Right. You give me here. We're not going to start praising this like, oh my gosh. Oh no, you did something good. You made Raw tolerable. It should have been tolerable. And it's still a long show. And there's still issues going on with some of this stuff. I just don't get why this is okay. And I've heard things like, well, Bianca, or here's the Mercedes doesn't deserve Charlotte money. Who's to say who gets the money? Why is Charlotte getting the money and you've got Bianca sitting here? She's right here. She's in front of you. Didn't you guys say you wanted to make Montez a single star? Did something change? Why are we wasting years for this stuff? Make a choice if what you're going to do is what, and you don't have to break the Street Profits up to do that.
Let me interject something with you, then people. Because by the way, I predict it right here and now. Charlotte Flair is going to come back at the Royal Rumble and win. Bottom line. Charlotte Flair will be the winner of the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble.
Bobby Lashley. And listen, I'm not Mr. Bobby Lashley. I'll be the first one to tell you. There were times where I'm like, I questioned it. But when he came back from that second run and he was with Lio Rush, I know they had them doing some foolish stuff, looking stupid. But Lashley deserved to be the world champion when he did. When he crushed Miz in that Hurt Lock, I was like, yes, 1,000%. When they were like, who's going to beat Drew? Lashley was the guy. I was like, yep, that's the move to make. That's what you need to do. And like I said, I'm not Mr. Bobby Lashley. If you wanted, the match that made me turn my eye to him was the match with John Cena, actually. But I digress. Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Business should have continued. Bobby Lashley had a match at WrestleMania, and I know that stuff happened with Bray. Bray got sick, but the best thing you could come up with creatively was go out there with your Andre the Giant trophy and smile.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I would have rather not seen him on the show than to see him do that.
That is bullshiggity. I don't care what anybody says.
Slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. And damn it, stop telling me that WWE gives us what we want. It's factually incorrect. They give us what we want when they feel like it. That's what they do.
Guy Will Gamble just had a really great one. We don't praise fish for swimming.
Facts. Stop. And I'm seeing this, guys. Conrad, everybody in the chat. Damn it, stop saying that. It's not true. It's not true. They give us what we want. No, they don't, unless it's convenient for them.
BJ says that. BJ brings up a good point here too. Cedric was going to be done after the Cruiserweight Classic. Was that contract moment planned, or was it due to response only? He did come out and offer him a contract. That's why I don't watch like I used to. Mike says I'm allowed to say. Wrestling, yeah, it's full of it throughout the history of it. WWE booking content is boring. Listen, I want y'all to know for years they've gotten away with it. Now, the Triple H one was probably one of the last blatant, right-in-your-face ones, but they did it with Danielson and Kingston. Here's the thing. I think Danielson's crafty enough to realize that, okay, or they realize, let's change up how we're going to say this. Say he's a B-plus player like you were, but then we're going to say people like you don't beat people like me. Oh no, I meant B-plus player. But
at least Daniel Bryan did business. At least Kofi won the match.
Oh yeah, I think he would have said he got injured in the match if he had to not win that match because he knew the right story.
You're going too far back, brother. Oh, brother Conrad Cushman, you are going way too far back if you think that we're going just to 2019, Because all that crap with Kofi and that Daniel Bryan storyline, Kofi getting screwed over by Brock Lesnar and the people who thought him losing in 9 seconds. Oh, you don't have to go back that far. Go back to last week on Monday Night Raw. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know. Why does Zelina Vega have to pull out Vaseline and put it on her face to prepare for a match? You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because that's an old stereotype that people of color pull out Vaseline and wipe it on their face and have extra sneakers in the car and wrap up their hair and do what they have to do to prepare for a fight. It's an old, ridiculous, outdated, hypocritical stereotype. Do your research, do your homework. That's what that was. Last week, 7 days ago on Monday Night Raw, Zelina Vega pulling out a thing of Vaseline and putting it on her face in preparation for a match. That is a stereotype, and it's disrespectful, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then you wonder why I have such an issue with World Wrestling Entertainment. They are blatantly disrespecting people. They are blatantly disrespecting our fans. Yes, wow, Mike Fees, it didn't even pick up on that, did you, bro? Go back and watch Monday Night Raw last week.
We have the text messages to prove we were talking about this, too. Because didn't I say at first? I was like, wow, did they really just do what I think they did?
Yes,
And
yes.
you were like, yep, not surprised. And underscore PW Chronicle on Twitter is the is it a tag still? I don't know, X, whatever this is called these days. WWE made a contract offer to Bobby Lashley, but it wasn't one that immediately made him jump to sign. One source states that Lashley has strongly considered what he would be worth out on the market. Lashley is still listed on the SmackDown roster internally.
Conrad, you're a businessman. Conrad, you're a businessman. You've been a boss. I've been a boss. I don't like being a boss because I don't like making sure other people do their job right, but I've been a boss. You give people low-ball contract offers in hopes that they won't sign.
Yeah, or you do the ridiculous, as I call it, the Paul Heyman to TNA. Let me own half the company. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, well, I tried. He knew he wasn't going there. That was his, well, I asked. I tried my best to save it. You know what I mean? So then the fans are like, yeah, but he's still the guy. Yeah. He wasn't seriously considering it.
Conrad, that I've said to you off the air, but I've never said on this show. To all the people that watch this show, we love you guys. We appreciate you. You deserve to know my truth, bro. It breaks my heart. Everybody thinks I'm an angry guy when it comes. I'm angry, but I'm more sad than anything. I'm more sad than anything. Thank you, M. Leezy, Mike Feezy, all you guys. All this stuff that kind of like, and I admit, I'm not perfect. Sometimes these things kind of slide by. Sometimes you miss it initially. But when you look back in retrospect, you say, oh, well, yeah, that's exactly what that was. Crime time. How much more? God rest Shad Gaspard's soul. God rest his soul. He fed his family. I'm not mad at him, okay? But crime time. A walking, talking, living, breathing stereotype. Vince McMahon actually used the N-word on national TV. I mean, Tony Atlas, thank you, Mike Feezy, taking us back. Saba Simba. So it wasn't enough that Tony Atlas was the world's strongest man and Mr. America. We have to turn him into an African dancing tribal warrior. That's what we have to do to Saba. We have to change Tony Atlas into a tribal warrior, the guy who revolutionized black wrestling in the tag team titles with Rocky Johnson. That's what we have to do. This has been going on forever. Forever. This is what pisses me off, guys. I'm not just the angry black guy that's throwing shade at WWE. I love WWE. But some things are just wrong, Conrad. There's some things that are just wrong. And sometimes it's getting to the point now, it's not even being hidden very well. I'm going to say it again. Zelina Vega pulls out a jar of Vaseline in the ring digs her hand into the Vaseline and puts it on her face. That is Gina and Martin from the 1990s when Gina pulled up to fight Martin's teacher at the elementary school. That is a walking, talking stereotype, guys. That's all it is. And then you wonder why I say, yo, why is it that Jey Uso? Jey Uso's not a black man. He's a man of color. But you know what? Roman Reigns, you might say, well, Roman Reigns has been the longest champion of all. Roman Reigns is undeniable. You take Roman Reigns off the top spot, you're going to be looked at like a complete dummy. Triple H is not even that dumb. Roman Reigns is the man. You don't have a choice but to have Roman Reigns be your champion when Roman Reigns is hitting on all cylinders. But you know what? You can nitpick Jey Uso. Oh, yeah, you can nitpick him. You know what? Maybe he's not quite ready. Maybe he's not quite ready. Let's just try and push. Let's just roll it. And then what you do is you strategically, Conrad, like you predicted a long time ago, my brother, what you're going to do is you're going to say, you know what? Well, we have a natural out, guys. This is what we have. We have a natural out. See, we're not going to give Jey Uso what he deserves. But you know what we got? We got the bloodline. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a natural excuse made up and ready for why Jey Uso's not World Heavyweight Champion, because he has to rejoin the bloodline.
And listen, as much as we talk about some of these other people, there have been fumbles with Chad Gable. Sami Zayn, he knows what the future holds for him. He's dropping the Intercontinental Championship very soon, and he's going to be right in the same position as Jay. And he probably feels we don't deserve this. We help carry this too.
Conrad, you ready for this? Big shout out to Mike Fiesel again. Big shout out to Mike Fiesel. Shout out to Mike M. Leasy, but also shout out to Quilly for this one. Too Cold Scorpio was one of the finest professional wrestling athletes of all time. I'm saying it again. From a strictly athletic standpoint, Too Cold Scorpio and his moveset is Mount Rushmore worthy. You hear me? They had him come to WWE and be a pimp. I mean, just let that wash over you, ladies and gentlemen. The man that WCW at least respected enough to be World Tag Team Champions with Marcus Alexander Bagwell. We're going to bring you in as a pimp. It's like, it's not even coy, Conrad. It's not even masked. It's blatant. It's blatant.
Yeah. No bueno from me. I just hope that this stuff is called out a little bit more than it is. I saw a lot of people doing the stand up for them for this, but I ain't with it, man. And I get it. They're untalented. How many times are you gonna tell me someone's untalented before I have to say, come on, dude, who is that?
And if I hear one more time, because I get it a lot. I get it a lot. If I hear one more time, Conrad, look at me. Look at me, Conrad. If I hear one more time from somebody that Jey Uso doesn't have a good enough moveset to be world champion, I'm going to punch somebody in the face. 2 words. Hulk Hogan. 2 words. John Cena. You know what? I'll give you 3 words or 4 words, excuse me. And this is going to blow people's mind. But I want you to think about it, and I want you to really internalize it. You want to talk about world champions without crazy movesets? How about Stone Cold Steve Austin? Oh, Sean didn't just go there. Yes, I did. Give me Stone Cold Steve Austin's moveset in WWE. I dare you. I dare you to give me Stone Cold Steve Austin's moveset. That doesn't mean that I'm saying they didn't deserve to be world champion. They deserve to be world champion. So you're telling me because Jey Uso is all super kicks and frog splashes that he doesn't deserve to be world champion when he's outselling everybody in merchandise and is the most popular guy in the industry? It's bullcrap. And I wanted to say something else, but I'm not going to abandon my religion and my character to say what I really want to say. But don't get me started, brother. Do not get me started. Oh, yeah. This is Clash of the Podcast. And we're not, and sometimes even my partner, Conrad, has to say, Sean, you got to chill. I notice you're not shutting me down today, brother. I notice you're not shutting me down today.
I'm not saying a word because we've been saying it for a while. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. It's been said for a while. Peep the booking. Been saying it since they go to the Clash of the Podcast episode 1 and follow along, folks. Follow along. Moving forward with what we've got here. Let's talk a little Dynamite. You know, because we're gonna talk wrestling. We're gonna get back to wrestling fans, and well, I mean, I really didn't like this too much because insert X, Y, and Z. Listen, y'all made the dude on Cage Match so fed up with y'all that he has changed the rules like 3 times in like a year about if I see you say anything about the other company, you're out of here. If you say anything about this company on this post, you're out of here.
Right.
Bro, we have matches like this on TV. Will Ospreay and MJF. Tony Khan knew they were going to be in Alabama, but it's not sold out. There's no one in the building. People should be showing up to the shows. I thought storytelling was the problem. They're telling stories. Sean, you feel that? You feel those goalposts moving?
Oh, please.
Why does this happen every time they do something?
Yep.
He's going for the Tiger Driver. He doesn't want to do it again. They've been telling this story. Please stop moving goalposts. Please. It's annoying. It's annoying at this point. Oh, why did they give away Swerve and Okada on TV?
Right.
Tony Khan's trying to get a new television deal.
Hello.
He does not care about nothing else. The pay-per-views are going to sell.
Hello, McFly.
Kushida, what are you doing here? Like, what are we doing? I just don't understand it. He gives you this banger on television. Look at it. It's Dynamite 250. He's got a reason to give you something good. You should be enjoying this stuff. I heard Will Ospreay does too many flips. He doesn't sell enough for me. I get it if that's not your thing. But you got MJF in the match. Does he not sell? Does he not do anything good enough?
Right.
He's so good that he doesn't even do the stuff he can do. He's like, nah, I ain't doing that. And it makes him better. It makes you believe in his character. I don't know, Sean. I don't know how you felt about this match and what your takeaways were from this, but...
Oh, I mean, it's a match of the year candidate, and we got to see it for free. Listen, now this, I will admit, now this is Sean coming down off of his soapbox and admitting that I'm being a little bit hypocritical. You ready? Sean Hubbard is admitting he's being a little hypocritical. I am very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Critical of WCW's decision to put Goldberg and Hogan on free television. That was something I've been talking about that for 20 years.
But you were owned by that company.
Right.
This is different. Tony Khan wants your money. Tony Khan was like, I am not selling this back to you. You had professional wrestling and you blew it. Never again. So let's make a deal. He always said that he will be the sole owner or he will sell it to someone. So, hey, I guess if they offer up the money, but this is different though.
Well said, brother. So that being said, 20 years later, here we have a situation where you have a match that could honestly, can I say this? Honestly, could have main evented All In, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And they didn't just go, they went for 60 minutes. For the love of God. They went 58-58, bro. I mean, it's a match of the year candidate. What more can you say? It's a match of the year candidate.
It's going to be on there alongside Speedball and Ali. It's going to be right on there. Will Ospreay, this might as well be called the Will Ospreay Award this year. This dude has delivered the match with Danielson. at Forbidden Door with Swerve. And oh, that's another name I don't want to hear nothing about anymore. Oh, Swerve's the transitional champion. He beat everyone, and Swerve had the best response to MJF after. He said, yeah, I did it in 23 minutes or whatever. He was like, good job, though. I was like, that's how you talk your talk.
Right.
That was good. I was like, beautiful.
And by the way, bro, not you, obviously. Don't you dare with a straight face tell me that AEW is not better than WWE belt to belt. Don't you dare tell me that. Don't you dare insult me and tell me that AEW is not better than WWE belt to belt. It is head and shoulders better than WWE belt to belt. It's not even close.
Sean, I'm going to ask you an armchair booking question now.
Sure.
Now that we know MJF walks away with the championship, I love how they did it because I thought they were going Broadway because every time we've seen it, Danielson and Hangman, Broadway. Kenny Omega and Danielson, Broadway. They've done this a couple times. This time, they got me.
58.
It was the intern's birthday, and all I kept hearing were people like, dude, are they doing this whole? They're doing this whole match still. It's been on for the whole first hour. You guys have been watching it. I'm like, yeah, but this is fantastic.
It's awesome.
Right, and then people were like, yeah, it's gonna end in a draw though. The time's gonna run out. And as soon as you saw the 10, 9. He popped him with that ring, fell on him, 1, 2, and then everyone was like 3, and they were like, oh, they messed up the spot. And they were like, no, it wasn't a mess up.
Nope.
They had you in the palm, and they said, gotcha.
58 was the plan, bro.
Yeah. Actually, I think they wanted it once. They might have been off 1 second, but they didn't care.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, though. The timing is impeccable. I don't care what anyone says. That was so well done. I loved it. That's coming from me. Me and Derek gave this a great thumbs up. You
know, and that's another thing. Chat, let me know if you agree with what I'm about to say. Can you tell me what organization is trying to give you a better product, at least from an effort standpoint? Who gives more effort, AEW or WWE? This is not me hating, bro. Who's giving you more effort?
Sean, did people not ask for video packages? Check. Just go down the list of what has happened. You want more storylines? I got you. Check. Oh, it's not enough with Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. They got 6 freaking weeks. Calm down.
Didn't she just attack her from the crowd with a mask on?
No, she actually just chased. They haven't touched yet. It was just a chase, and then security came in between them on the runaround.
Well, she mushed her.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
they've only gotten into shoving. There hasn't been punches, I should say.
All right, cool. But my point is storyline 101.
Mariah May came out. She crushed her promo, I thought, this week. Mm-hmm. She did her job. She looked like Toni Storm. And everybody, I had to explain to people, what's this about? Oh, it's a storyline based on an old movie from back. I think I heard of that movie. There was a bunch of older people around. Yeah, I think I've heard of that movie before. And I'm like, that's what this whole thing is based upon. Yes, and they've done subtle little things to pay tributes to it. Don't tell me we don't have this. M. Leezy, Matt Lopez just said it. We got War Games on TV this week. That's what me and Derek are going to be reviewing at 10:10 Eastern Standard Time on Everything Pro Wrestling.
Pro Wrestling Channel, that's right.
Dude, we're getting a pay-per-view show this week. The whole second hour is just going to be the Blood and Guts match. I don't want to misproperly name it.
By the way, yes, make sure you tune in 10:10 right here Wednesday night with Conrad and Derek. By the way, the secondary matchup of last week's AEW after MJF and Will Ospreay put on for 58 minutes and 58 seconds, your secondary match, I don't know, how about the AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland versus freaking Okada? Don't you dare tell me WWE has a better product than AEW. Don't you freaking dare.
Oh, but they make Okada a joke. He hasn't lost a match, and he's getting to be a joke with the people who run the company. Look, I'm not Mr. Young Bucks. Y'all know that. My hatred is a biased hatred for a reason. You ruined my boy being in the company I wanted him in. I'll save that argument for another time, and that was foolishness. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like AEW. I know massive amounts of people who don't watch because of that. McKinney says, here's my problem with this match. What can Ospreay and MJF do in another match to top this? Is this the match? Is this the matchup, though, that people are going to be expecting to get? Ospreay versus Ricochet at All In? Watch 100. You could be right. Maybe they do Garcia and MJF. Maybe this is a build to the story. I think that's the All Out match, for that show. I think All Out is going to end up having that match on it, if you ask me. I don't know. What do you think they do here? We got a mix of Pac, Ricochet, Ospreay, MJF, and Daniel Garcia, Sean. What's the play here? Well,
I think Ospreay you're talking about for All In. I think Ospreay versus Ricochet is the pretty standard what the fans would want. I think that's the blockbuster you're looking for. But I mean, are we sure that Ricochet is going to be available by the end of August?
That's what it said.
Well, then people have said if that's the case, man, you got to lock it in. To me, Ospreay versus Ricochet in front of 90,000, in front of 85,000 is the surefire way to go.
Yeah, especially if he got him if he recruited him as a wrestler, like he basically called him out.
Do you disagree, or?
I think they should. My question is that what do you do with MJF though? Is his match?
MJF's the international. Excuse me. Here we see how I messed it up, bro. See how I messed it up. Is he the international champion?
No, you're correct.
All right, thank you, bro. So he's the international champion. You just have to set up a title defense. That's all.
With Pac, do you go with Pac? Do you give the match to Ricochet with him? Do you go with Garcia? Because some people are like, I don't see Garcia as the star, but I'm like, there's a story here though. If you do this right, you could make that I think they're pushing Daniel Garcia up. This is the Eddie Guerrero moment. Like, dude, I think you're ready. We put you in enough main events. I'm gonna do this. Are you ready? Yep.
The only reservation I have is that this is their WrestleMania. We're talking about All In specifically, right?
Well, yes. Did you hear the last thing I said before you disappeared? I think that you do that match at All Out. I think Garcia makes his return and says, MJF, I'm going to beat you at the pay-per-view in 2 weeks at All Out.
In that case, I agree 100%.
Yeah, but I don't know how Pac – do you go Pac Ricochet maybe? Maybe you hold off on the Ospreay match? Or do you say, you know what, give it to him now?
I'm the person that believes that you put all your chips to the middle of the table if you want this to be your biggest show. Don't forget what I said to you a year ago tonight. I said that MJF versus Adam Cole was not enough, and it turned out. I mean, I think I was right. Hindsight being 2020.
I'll say this: looking back at it, I still think it's a great show. I'm standing on that. But I think that if you're going to ask yourself any question about this, you need to ask yourself, is this show better than the first show? So far, yes. How it's been booked and how it's been built up, yes.
Here's the problem, my brother. The same problem I had a year ago today. You're calling this the biggest show of all time. When you put yourself out there, let me tell you, here's a better way to put it. If AEW didn't say this was going to be the biggest show of all time, I would have had no problem with MJF versus Adam Cole. I would not have. But moving now to the present day, MJF has to have a significant title defense on this show. I don't think, forgive me, Conrad, forgive me, chat, I don't think Pac is good enough in this spot, per se. I don't think him versus one-on-one MJF for the international belt is box office. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. I don't see it. I don't feel it.
I think Pac could be a main eventer. I think what has hurt Pac is the start stops, whether it was he's injured. He broke his nose. Oh, he's stuck in Europe. You know what I mean? Right. Pac needs to be placed into that spot, and you use him like that. Like when he first beat Kenny Omega, I remember it was in the crucifix. He locks him in the brutalizer. Kenny went down. Kenny loses. I was like, what? That's the finish. You could build Pac up into doing this.
I'll tell you what I think they should do.
BJ said Pac has called his shot for Wembley. You could hold off on Ricochet and have him debut there as well.
I think what you have to do, is you have to have a multiple person match as it relates to the international belt, because I don't think you have the star power as it relates to that particular belt. I don't think, let's just go down the line. I don't think Garcia is enough. I don't think Pac is enough. I don't think Darby Allin, just throw another name out there. MJF needs to be, now look, I would say this, and I don't think it's a possibility. This is just a pipe dream. If Adam Cole was healthy, them doing a rematch for the international belt at All In this year would be awesome. But I don't think he's healthy.
No, I think he's set back a little bit more too. So,
and
I think that we're not getting a blow off to that storyline. That's why they turned MJF heel. They're like, he's going to be hurt for too long. This Undisputed Kingdom thing can't keep going. We're going to have to figure out how to move this in. That's why the focus is going to be on Ring of Honor, and we didn't even get to talk about Ring of Honor. I said
all that to say this, bro. I'm leaning on you for this one. I really don't know what the right decision is. I think what I will say, I think they got the two main events right so far. I think they're on the right track. But as far as MJF and the international belt specifically, I don't know.
This is the unpredictability, though, I think that sometimes people are looking for. Like you bring it up about unpredictability. I don't know what's going to happen with this either. But you know what? My eyes are glued to the TV. Here you go. I'm watching. What are you going to do? By the way, in late breaking news today, I don't know if you guys saw this, but TNT is going to match Amazon's $1.8 billion. That's a B. NBA media package bid. Now the NBA must decide which network to move forward with. If
maybe Charles Barkley announces retirement too soon.
No, I think Sir Charles might come back for if the Ducats are right.
Well, he said he's done. My point is, he said he's done regardless. But anyway, this is a big story because I didn't think TNT was even going to try.
Here we are. Yeah. What happens to AEW's deal? Remember, some people have said they've agreed in principle. What about this? Are the NBA done? And they're like, we're just going to go to Amazon anyway. This helps AEW's ad revenue as well, though. So there's a lot to consider here. That's all I'm saying.
I don't mind them going to Amazon because I have a year of Amazon Prime locked in, so I'm good.
Listen, they're going to be where they're going to be. The games are going to be where the games are going to be.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to take you guys out. I'm going to give you a quick Raw preview for tonight. You guys have a 6-person tag match. You got Xavier Woods, Otis, and Tozawa get ready to take on the Final Testament tonight. That should be a banger. That should be a lot of fun for you guys. We also have another matchup here. I think it's going to be Sonya Deville versus Lyra Valkyria.
Why is Lyra Valkyria teamed up with those two losers?
By the way, CM Punk is going to be on Raw tonight. The ratings skyrocket. CM Punk. What's he going to say? What's he going to do? I don't know. I'm kicking this to Sean. I'll put up the rest of your comments. Sean, get us out of here, brother.
Well, at least CM Punk is watchable. Look, the bottom line is this, man. We're Clash of the Podcast. Our opinions are controversial, but you know what we say? We're real, man. This is Conrad, and this is Sean, and this is just us being us, man. So we're not here to badmouth anyone. We're just calling out wrestling for what it is. AEW has its flaws. AEW has its good qualities. WWE has its flaws. WWE has its good qualities. All I'm saying is don't tell me you're giving us what we want when you're not, because we're not idiots. But one thing that's not idiotic are you guys. You guys are great. We appreciate you in the chat. We appreciate all your interaction. It means the world to us. Make sure a couple of programming notes this coming Wednesday night, 10 p.m. right here on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel. It will be Conrad. It will be my guy, Derek, doing their awesome AEW Dynamite review. Make sure you look out for that. Next Monday night, it is fan viewer appreciation show. As you guys, it's all going to be about you guys. Make sure you get your questions ready. Send it to us in the DM. Send it to us in the tweet. Send it to us any way and anyhow you can, because next week is all about you guys. EPW, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly present Clash of the Podcast 100. It's going to be amazing. We're so thankful for that. God is good. He sustained us for a long time and hopefully many more years to come. And next Thursday night, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, August 1st, make sure you guys are ready, as myself, Conrad, and Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot are going to bring you the ultimate WWE debate. Everything we talk about here, we're bringing it over to the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel on Thursday night, August 1st, 2024, 8:35 p.m. Eastern. The Jey Uso controversy, the Sami Zayn controversy, the Bobby Lashley controversy, Triple H as a booker, the former booker, all the things that are happening in WWE, we're going to be debating it. A little bit of a spoiler, Conrad and Sean are kind of over here, Jesse's kind of over there, but we're all going to have a good time. And it's going to be heated, but it's all going to be in good fun as we talk about the current state of WWE. So on behalf of my friend, my brother Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. He's EPW, I'm HWW, and we are Clash of the By God podcast. God bless, be encouraged. Evil never prevails. Until next time, peace.